Welcome to my channel. It's called Lunasa. In this channel, we do a deep dive into the writings of Florence Scovel Shinn. One of her later books is called The Power of the Spoken Word, and it's not that easily accessible online, but it's really good. I'll link to it in the description box for you to take a look at it. So she starts chapter 1 by saying something incredible. She says, I have weapons you know not of. Okay, my book. I'm just gonna bring my book in front of me. So Florence writes, I have weapons you know not of. I have ways you know not of. I have channels you know not of. Mysterious weapons, mysterious ways, mysterious channels. For God works in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. The trouble with most people is they want to know the way and the channel beforehand. They want to tell Supreme Intelligence how their prayers should be answered. They do not trust the wisdom and ingenuity of God. They pray, given infinite intelligence, definite directions, how to work, thereby limiting the Holy One of Israel. If you want to know my book, I have this one. Florence, I got it on Amazon. Okay, so much to think about. So Florence has said that God is infinite intelligence. Infinite intelligence. And we need to always keep this in mind. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. A plus B equals C. Like, we can figure something out. But that's not what we're working with when we work with God. God has an ingenuity and an intelligence unlike anything we have ever dealt with. So if we are bold enough to come before God and offer our problem or offer our challenge or offer our request or say, I want something, then please know, God will figure something out. And we can just leave it be to some degree. This section is saying that we don't come to God with absolute definite things about how it's supposed to go. Like, God, I want this. Day 1, this happens. Day 2, that happens. Day 3, that happens. Day 4, that happens. And then the final thing happens, and then I'm good. No, we're not given that kind of instruction to the Holy One of Israel. We're not given that kind of instruction to God. We're not doing that. And we're also not we shouldn't feel like we know everything that God can do. Like, we know this, we know that, we know this, we know that. Like, we shouldn't ever feel like we know everything that God can do and that God has to work with. Like Florence is saying, God has weapons you know not of. God has techniques you know not of. God has opportunities for you that you know not of. God has things at work that you know not of. So when you ask God, don't ask with definite things in mind like that. You have to give it a little grace. You have to be a little open-minded. So come at it by saying, I want the divine plan for my life. Let the divine plan be established. Like, a lot of people will say that you should be super specific about what it is that you want in whatever. And so the more specific the better, and that will work for those teachers. But Florence is saying that when we come to God, when we come before God, please know that we are working with infinite intelligence who is quite happy to perform miracles, who is quite happy to be ingenious, who is quite happy to do extraordinary things in our lives. Give God space to work, give God the opportunity to work, and don't be too specific. Don't try to limit him. Don't try to say, unless God executes my plan or your plan exactly as you planned it or I planned it, that it's not working. Like, let God be infinite intelligence, let God be invincible, and go at it. You've raised the topic with Him, He's heard, let Him go at it. So, yeah, that's something that I appreciate the reminder. I don't know about you. I appreciate that reminder. So that was the opening section of Florence's book, The Power of the Spoken Word. It's an incredible book, absolutely incredible, and I highly encourage you to read it. I will link to it in the description below. And if you like this kind of stuff, if you want to do a deep dive into Florence's writings, that's what my channel is all about. So I'd encourage you to subscribe. If you like this video, if you like videos about the power of the spoken word, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you ever just want to chat with me, say hello, get me to respond to an idea that you have, a question you have, then leave a comment. I do get notified and I do reply. So, yeah, as always, I thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time.